video. What we're going to do today is a little bit different. We're going to talk about and demonstrate some rolling exercises. A lot of people have rollers or balls at home. So what I'm going to do, I've got a roller, a long roller. I have a lacrosse ball. You can use a tennis ball. It works just the same. It's a little more intense because it's a little tougher. But if all you have the tennis ball, it's perfect. I also have a smaller roller here. It's a lot harder, a little more intense, which can be used for a lot of rolling instead of the large roller. I'll just be using this in replacement of this just because my spacing, so that you can see me well for the whole time. But you can do everything on the larger roller. You do not need the smaller one. This is just a little more portable. All right, we're going to roll different parts of the body. So we're going to basically start with our back and work our way down the legs. All right, so we're going to start with nice, comfortable rolling up and down the spine. So I'm going to place my roller across my mat. It's nice to have a mat so that when you're using your knees to push around, it's a little more comfortable, or if you have a carpet, is great too. So nice and easy, laying across the roller. It's going to be by my shoulder blades. Things to be aware of. We're not going to roll down to our lower back. We're not going to roll our neck. We stay where our ribs are. All right? So you go kind of to the mid-top of your shoulder blades to be comfortable so you don't go onto your neck. And then you go down to the bottom of your main rib cage. You can, if your neck tends to get tight or sore, you can absolutely support your head into your hands. Feet comfortable distance apart, shoulder width apart, hip width apart. We're going to lift the hips off the floor. We're just going to go nice and easy, rolling, like I said, top of the shoulder blades and down to the bottom of the ribs. Up and down. Should feel fairly comfortable. You might find you can feel a few knots or tightness at a few different spots. That's all right. We are going to get a little more specific in a moment. So it's nice and easy back and forth. We're going to do that about 5 or 6 times. And then we're going to come to the top of the shoulder blades. We're going to drop the hips down to the floor. Let the head fall back as far as is comfortable. And I want you to think about relaxing. In each of these positions, we're going to take 2 deep breaths, trying to fill the lungs up as much as possible. And we're working, it's called our thoracic spine, our upper back. Won't get into too many specifics here. But you're going to try and open up your rib cage and just relax. Big breath in. You've probably done more than 2 breaths here, but I'm going to join you. You want to fill your lungs up as much as you can. So you're going to really open up the ribs and relax. You're going to lift the hips up. You're going to roll down a couple of vertebrae. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You can drop the hips, drop the head back, breathe deep. And you're going to find, depending on where you're tight, there's going to be certain points that are going to be much more difficult to breathe. Just do the best you can and try and relax. Lift the hips. You're going to come up again, a couple of vertebrae. Drop the hips back down. Drop the head back. Deep breath in. Remember I said 2 breaths again. Let's go down. We should be able to go one more time. Lift the hips, dropping it down a couple of vertebrae. Drop the hips. Head is back. Breathe. And relax, lift the hips. You can just give it a little roll again like we did at the beginning. Just improves the circulation up and down your spine, which is always a good thing. If you hear some cracking and creaking, it can be a good thing. You must be pretty tight. All right. Just going to roll up and down a couple more times. Easy. Come on up. If you find that one of those positions you are really tight, you can always hang out there a little bit longer. Do like 3 or 4 deep breaths until things start to relax for you a little bit more. All right. We're going to turn this sideways. So if you only have the rollers that are like half the size, this next one you won't be able to do unless you have like a pillow you can extend it with. But that's all right. You don't have to do all of them. So the roller's going to go lengthwise. You're going to sit, your hips are down on one end, your spine goes all along the roller, your head is on the top. Just have to move my ponytail out of the way. All right, so the spine is nicely lined up on the roller. Your chin is pulled in a little bit. You're on the back of your head. All right, I have my ponytail, so I'm just going to shimmy up just a little bit so that my hair is off the edge, yet my head is still supported. Good. We're just going to do some stretching for the shoulders. All right. We're going to take the arms up. You want to pull your stomach in so that your lower back is as low under that roller as you can get it. You're going to open your arms up wide like a big T and breathe. It's all about breathing and relaxing. I'm going to go through these somewhat quickly so that we're not spending all day on this, but if you find this is an area you're tighter, you spend a few more breaths in each position. All right, so out like a T. You're going to bend your arms up to 90 degrees. We call them cactus arms, so they're nicely bent. Out, letting them fall back towards the floor as best you can. Again, stomach is still tight, so that back stays down. Because if I let my stomach go and my back arches, oh yeah, I can get this down no problem. All right? Tight. Keeping the arms, fingertips pointed to the wall above you. You're going to reach the arms up as if they were sliding along the floor, reaching, and then bringing them back down. We're going to do that one more time. Reaching up, and bring them back down. Excellent. Arms are going to go out like that T again, and then they're just going to come up to like a Y position. Changing the angle of the pull, and then straight up like an I. Biceps are by your ears, big reach, stomach tight, let the hands fall as close to the floor as they can. And you can do what's called a snow angel with your arms, sweeping them along the floor if you can touch, all the way down to your sides, palms to the ceiling the whole time, and then all the way back. My ball's rolling away here. And then back out like a T. Final breath. That just helps open up the chest, pulling the shoulders back. You'll roll off the roller. Nice easy roll to the side. Good. As I mentioned, we're going to go through some of them a little bit quick, and then that's way you know how to do the exercises, and if you find we hit a point that's a little bit tighter, you spend a little more time there. We're going to start moving into the lower body. This is where we're going to hit the things that are a little bit tighter. All right, you're going to take your roller across your mat or surface area. All right, so if you're using a big long roller, you would take it over to the side a little bit. We are going to start with the quads. This is probably one of the worst ones to roll. I'm just going to move my other stuff out of the way here, just so we don't hit it. You're going to, where we roll, so you can see, above the knee, not on the knee, above the knee, and that crease of the top of the thigh, we roll in here, right? Big strong muscle here, your quads. They also hold a lot of tension and get really tight for a lot of us. All right, so you're going to rest on the roller just below the crease. Your other leg is going to be out to the side to support your body, weird angles. Out to the side so it's supporting you. Your weight, as much weight as you can handle, is going to be on that roller, all right? So I'm limited space in my living room here, so I'm going to go down to the smaller roller. Same idea, just pretend it's long and it's extending out. So, I'm below the crease, my other leg is out to support myself, I'm down on my elbows to support myself, stomach is tight to support your back, don't let it arch. And we are going to start with some rolling. So we roll about 2-3 inches down, 1-2 inches back, down and up, until we get to the top of the knee. All right, so this is down, part way back, a little bit further down, part way back. If you find something that's really sore, don't worry, we're gonna catch that soon. Just getting a feel for this, slowly working your way down your leg. All right. Until you hit above the knee. Remember, we don't roll on the knee. Just going to shift myself back here a little bit. Once you hit the top of the knee, we're going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. 2 or 3 inches up, 1 or 2 down. 2 or 3 up, 1 or 2 down. All right, keep going. You're going to do that up and down the leg. Let's say minimum 5 times. If you can do it 6, 7, 8 times, that's great. That actually gives that muscle a chance to relax a little bit, to loosen up a little bit. You'll start to feel some stuff. So I hope you're still going. You should be on like number 2 or 3. I'm going to join you again. Up, down a bit, up a bit. Slowly working your way down. If you hit a point that is like really, really tender, it's so tight, you can go over it a little bit faster because we'll come back to it and try and release it. If it's too tender for you to handle it, you know, it kind of gives you that nausea feeling, work around it, okay? And even if you work around it eventually, you'll be able to work right on top of it. So I'm going to go out of screen here, but you can see my leg working here. And I come back up. All right, so we are working right down the center of the quad. So the quad is 4 muscles. So that's our main one that we got. We might have got a little bit of, if you weren't directly on the side, straight down the center. Now, your outside quad, vas lateralis, again, don't worry about specifics, can get really tight. All right, so we're going to angle ourselves a little bit to go onto the outside of our thigh. All right, so instead of being straight on, I'm going to tip over a little bit. All right, and you want to think front, side, boom, 45-degree kind of angle is what you're looking at, halfway. All right, and we're going to do the same thing we just did, the same kind of rolling, right, from the same positions, below that crease to above the knee. A little bit down, a little bit up. Breathing. Really important to keep breathing the entire time. Focus on that. All right? Same thing. We're going to work that minimum 5, 6 times, all the way down, all the way up. That way you're going to get the best of the rolling. All right, rolling up and down once isn't going to be enough. You need to do it a few times to break it down, to feel those trigger points. All right, if you find that your legs are so tight and sore, this is like so sickening painful, it can be. Trust me, I've had those days too. You can go main quad, other leg, outside, other leg. Guess what? We're going to go a little bit to the inside. All right? So same idea. Right? We're still on the same leg if you can handle it. So in this position, we're just going to rotate the leg out so you end up a little bit like you're heading into your inner thigh. And you're going to do the same thing. All right, so you see how my toe is pointed out a little bit more? That means my whole leg is rotated out, allowing me to get a little bit more to the inside of my leg, the quads on the inside. All right, and again, same thing. Work your way up and down. I'm going to go back to my other roller. Working my way down my leg. And up my leg. All right. And of course, We have another leg we gotta do. So, same thing, other side. Place the roller, work that same range just below the crease. We're going straight down the middle of the quad, the thigh, to start out with. A little bit down, a little bit up. And if you find a point that is tough, like I said, you know, if it's too hard to handle, you can work around it. But if you feel like you're like, oh, I just need a little bit more and it's going to release, stick on it a little bit. Roll back and forth on a little bit more. Don't forget the rest of your leg. There's one big quad muscle. Always just working at your pace, whatever feels good, but don't rush it. Don't like roll all the way down the leg and all the way back up and think that was great, because it really wasn't. All right, work your way slowly, slowly, slowly up and down. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. All right, again, we want to work to do that 5 to 6 times. And if you find, as we go through here, there's a muscle group that is really tight, go back and do it again after the video, or that's the one you spend a little more time on. If we do something you're like, I didn't really feel that, and that muscle's doing great, just roll it every now and again just to kind of check up on it, make sure it's good, and go back to those ones that are really more painful. All right, we're gonna move to the outside of the leg a little bit, right? Remember, not on the side, not in front, 45 degree, halfway between the top of the thigh and the side of the thigh. Just rotate out a little bit. Same thing, a little bit down, a little bit up. And if you want to see what it would look like with the bigger roller, because that's what you have, I will go back to that for a bit. Same thing. Same thing, 5, 6 times. And then when you are ready, you're going to switch over to go into the inner thigh a little bit, right here. So again, on the bigger roller, I just rotate slightly, pointing the toe out. So it's more the inner thigh heading towards the roller. And same thing. Okay, once you have finished the 3 positions on your front of your thigh, front, a little bit out, a little bit of the inside, we're going to move on to other muscle groups. So we're going to do the glutes. Now the glutes, butt muscle, it's not going to hurt like the quads did when we're rolling it. It just feels kind of nice. If you feel like you need to work a little bit harder on it, or they feel like they're tight but you can't quite get on here, I'm going to show you some variations that you can do. So, sit a little sideways. So I'm going to do my right butt cheek first. So my right leg is up. I'm sitting on the roller. My right ankle is going to go on here, so it's in a bit of a stretched position. Get those words out. And we're just going to do an easy roll. And you can feel where your bones are, right? Your bum bone, back of the hips. Just going to try and stay in the muscle position. And you're probably thinking, that's not so bad. Feels kind of nice. That's good. If you feel, you know what, I think I've got something a little bit tighter in there, I can't get to, it's kind of tricky because glute's big muscle. If you have a roller like this, I'm going to show you some variations, you can go into the corner of this and use it to dig in a little bit deeper. All right? So it's a little bit more intense. Or, that's what the ball's for. All right? Put this on the meaty part of your glute. If it's really tight, you can leave this leg down and relax. If you feel like, oh, I want to, really get in there deep, cross the leg over again. And then you can kind of wiggle it around until you find that point that needs to be worked out. All right? So the ball, obviously much smaller, can really get into the trigger points a little bit better, get nice and deep. All right? So, back here, let's switch sides. All right? So it doesn't matter where you're sitting on the roller unless you're planning on using the corner. Cross the leg over, shift your weight a little bit more into that glute. We're on our left side now. Nice and easy back and forth. Just about increasing a little of the blood flow to the muscle, helping it loosen it up a little bit. Give it a try, go onto the corner of your roller. So I'm gonna pivot around here a little bit for you. So right onto the edge. Stick the glute right on that corner, moving around. Or you've got the option of a lacrosse ball, tennis ball. I've even used a golf ball. They're a little smaller for certain areas. They're really hard. But it's like, I mean, if you have nothing else, if you've got kids, I'm sure you've got some type of ball around your house, or even if you have a dog, right? Lacrosse balls, tennis balls, you can get anywhere. A lacrosse ball is a great ball to have around to help you with mobility, stretching, rolling exercises. All right, get right into that glute. Beautiful. All right. All right, so rolling the hamstrings isn't the best on the roller. The muscle tends to kind of open up and you don't really feel it. I like to just do a little hamstring stretch on here. You can just let your bum muscles, or bum bone, go on the other side and dropping down into it. It tends to give it a little bit deeper stretch. You can do that on your own. We're going to go into calves again, a muscle group that's generally pretty tight and we don't realize. All right, so if you have large roller, you're gonna stick it out. Let's go with, let's shift this over a bit. I'm gonna put my right leg on there first. We do one calf at a time. If your calves are like crazy tight, you can do both at the same time because you don't need extra pressure. But you've got your muscle belly of your calf right there. When it starts to narrow out, there are two calf muscles. There's another one that kind of sticks out underneath a little bit, and then you head into your ankle. We're gonna go just as the muscle belly is starting to narrow out a little bit. That's where we're gonna place this. If you feel that already, great, stay like that. If you're like, oh, Deb, so easy, take your other leg, cross it over, add a little more pressure. If you're still thinking, Deb, so easy, lift the hips, all right? That's gonna put the pressure into it. All right, so you're gonna lift up. You're gonna take that right leg, which is on the bottom, and do some circles. Right? We generally don't drop onto that roller in the point that hurts, but we're gonna find it. Circle both directions. Point the toes forward and towards you, away. Point and flex, point and flex. Good, we're gonna take the foot, the whole leg, we're gonna rotate it to your left, point and flex. And then you're gonna rotate it back to the right, point and flex. You're gonna come back to center, point that foot away, you probably feel a little more intense. We're gonna go for a little roll. All right, down the ankle, just to kind of where the muscle belly gets a little bit bigger. Back and forth. Excellent. And of course, we're gonna switch it over to the other side. As I mentioned earlier, we're rushing through these a little bit. If you find anything that's extra tight, you spend a little bit more time there. Crossing over. I'm going to switch to the smaller roller so you can kind of maybe see me a little bit better with my foot position. Crossing over, lifting up if you can. All right. The bottom leg, your left leg, is going to circle. Actually, might be better with this to see. Circle. And the other direction. Point and flex, point and flex. And then shift your foot to the left, point and flex. I'm sure at one of these positions you found a little tight spot. And to the right, point and flex, point and flex. Back to center point, roll. Muscle belly, ankle. Muscle belly, ankle. Good. Gets a little hard on the arms too, eh? Just do the best you can. Wonderful. I'm gonna roll that away. All right, I'm just gonna show you a couple of things with the ball if you have one. A lot of people have tight hip flexors. All right, we sit a lot. In the car, at your desk, watching TV, eating dinner, we sit. Hip flexors, these muscles here in front, are contracted or shortened for the majority of our day. Even if you think about when you sleep, a lot of people sleep crunched up, shortened, tight muscles. So they get stretched when we're rolling our quads because our main quad crosses over, works the hip. I'm going to do another little stretch, really simple. Grab your ball. Like I said, you've got your options, lacrosse, tennis, golf, whatever. You're going to lay on your stomach. All right? You're going to find your belly button. You're going to take your ball at your belly button, come out to the side, an inch or two, and down, an inch. Everyone's a little bit different, so you'll find it once you lay on it. Hold the ball there, roll back over onto your stomach, and relax. Flop into the floor. If you're thinking, Deb, I don't feel anything, move yourself around a little bit. You'll find it. All right? Once you feel that point that's tender, hang out there. Just relax and breathe. Just let your body flop into the floor. Beautiful. You can stay there as long as you need, but of course we got to do the other side. Same thing. Other side. Find the spot. Flop into the floor. Move around till you find it. There it is. And relax. Good. Again, stay there as long as you need. Other things that can be done with the ball. You can roll out your chest. All right, have the arm back. Nice, easy massage with it. Laying on your back. If you've got knots in your shoulders, just watch out for those ponytails. All right, you can move it around a little bit. Move the arm around, feel those knots. Sometimes the floor is a little too intense. You can always do it against a wall. But there's a few things. That's took us like half an hour. You need a good 20 minutes at least of some rolling, stretching, mobility to loosen up the body. If you've got the roller, you must, if you stuck with me this long, if you have a roller of any size, the long ones, the short ones, the intense roller that I've got here, if you have a ball, use them, right? Take advantage of it, let your body release, loosen up. You will feel so much better for it. All right, sometimes these end up being more intense workouts than a workout. I've done these classes before and people are just sweating because they're so tight. But if you're tight and it hurts, you need it. All right, hopefully we'll see you again soon. Come visit us at Gravitate Studio. Hopefully we'll be open again soon, fingers crossed. If not, come to our website, gravitatestudio.com, and join us for a virtual class. All right, hope to see you all soon. Hope you are staying